year, we've read many novels. And this year, we spent a lot of time focusing on racism and segregation and the fight for freedom. In each story we read, there was some sort of journey that the main character went on, and we have been on a journey as well. Maybe not as fearsome or life-threatening, but interesting all the same. The journey we have been on has helped us grow and mature and prepare us for a huge change: high school. Our theme this year is From the Shore to the Deep Blue Sea, and I find this fitting for us. The beach represents Highland Heights, keeping us grounded and giving us some protection from the deep sea high school. Some of us are ready to get our feet wet, while others may not be ready for this change, which is very understandable. I mean, you're leaving a place that has really been your second home for 9.5 years. But before I go on more about what is out there and the new journey we're about to embark on, let's take a few steps back and briefly look at how we got to where we are now. I'm not going to go back all the way to kindergarten in grades 1 to 6. I'm going to focus on the last 2 years of our lives here at Highland Heights. When looking back at grade 7, I was super excited. Finally, we're almost at the top of the food chain, and now we had a new respect for both teachers and students. But with this new respect came the responsibility of being good role models to the young students around us and being leaders. I think we did a pretty good job of showing students how to behave the right way at Highland Heights. Even though there was a coat rip here or there in a brawl, or a couple of fights, we did a pretty good job. Looking back in grade 7, we remember the good times we had with the kids who are now at Glenbrook. The intense baseball games we had, or the time Nick Bannon nearly killed Mr. Palmer while playing baseball. The kids moving to Glenbrook was definitely a very hard time for many. The close bonds we had were all of a sudden torn away from us. But this made us stronger and brought us together as a group. There was also Camp Candlor. Even though I didn't go on the trip, I heard it was really fun with the lake and the cabins. And then the year of grade 7 ended, and we now took on a new challenge, which was becoming the oldest kids in the school. Even though it may have seemed like we were the biggest, we didn't know what grade 8 would have in store for us. In grade 8, we now have the most influence in the school we ever had. We were top dogs and we were respected. Looking back at the last 10 months, I'd have to say they were pretty awesome. From having a gas leak in the school, and having to leave, and having the day off, to beating the teachers and the staff student hockey game. This year was really awesome, and the teachers and people around us made it awesome as well. I'd like to thank Mr. Palmer, Ms. Richardson, and Madame Benoit for making subjects interesting and fun. Also, helping us make the right decisions and not the wrong ones. I'd also like to thank Ms. Richardson especially for coaching both basketball and volleyball. They were both fun to play, and we enjoyed as a team having you as a coach, even if you didn't know what you were doing. So now we move on from the beach and we head into the ocean called high school. For some of us, we have been ready since we got to grade 8. Others are unsure, and some might just not want to leave. Now that we get to go into high school, we may not see each other that often. Friendships may fade, but there's always opportunity for more. Even though those friendships fade, we have been together for so long that when we do pass by each other in the halls, a simple nod will speak as a hello or a hey. High school may be scary and intimidating, but we should always remember that we'll be there one for another. So in conclusion, congratulations to the graduates. All the hard work and suffering has finally paid off. I'd like to leave you with a poem that will hopefully open your eyes and inspire you to do amazing things on the road ahead. The poem is called It Couldn't Be Done, and it's by Edgar A. Guest. Somebody said that it couldn't be done, but he with a chuckle replied that maybe it couldn't, but he would be one who wouldn't say so till he tried. So he bubbled right in with a trace of a grin on his face. If he worried, he did it. He started to sing as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. Somebody scoffed, "Oh, you'll never do that. At least no one has done it." But he took off his coat and he took off his hat, and the first thing we knew, he had begun it. With a lift of his chin and a bit of a grin, without any doubting or quit it, he started to sing as he tackled the thing. That thing couldn't be done, and he did it. There are thousands to tell you it cannot be done. There are thousands to prophesy failure. There are thousands to point out to you one by one the dangers that await to a failure. But just buckle it in with a bit of a grin. Just take off your coat and go do it. Just start saying as you tackle the things that couldn't be done if you didn't do it. Thank you and have a great night.